Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an exciting race between RoseCitySaint and Victor Santafe. This is the Max Rando tournament. Today I am joined by Maris Means. So I'm going to hand it over to him because they are about to take off. So take it away, Maris.
Well, sad panda because I'm the only one doing commentary tonight. I was hoping DM would just drop in, but oh well. So this is our Max Rando tournament. I don't know what the flags are because it's the best that we don't know at all. Yeah, the file select screen spank me was kind of... So it's a 3-gem with glove start. That's not too bad. It would be better if they had more spells to start. Ooh! Easy raft and 1 life. That's disgusting. Yeah. 1 heart container. Was it 1 life only, too? Do they only start with 1 life? This is gonna be disgusting. It looks like they only started with 1 life. 1 life and 1 heart container. Oh, God. At least if you had 3 life container, or 3 lives, you know, every time on reset, it wouldn't be too bad. You got a hammer need down there in the bottom left. That is King's Tomb. Well, the other variant of it. I think minimum is 2 lives. I didn't see neither one of them die, and it just said they had 1 life. Maybe it's their starting life. Yeah, no, it's 2 lives. Ew. So basically, that only means... Oh god. They only really have 1 mistake to make in a palace. They make 1 mistake, that's it. They only get 1 more chance. This is the worst case scenario. It's just ew. A whole lot of ew. So Victor is rocking out a sprite model, something else. I can't tell what it is. I think it's a Zor. That's just like your opinion, man. That's Nightcrawler's Rudo sprite. I think that is actually, but the coloration on it, it's... Ugh, it looks like vomit. So I saw the head, what was it, Helmet Head has Magic Key. I don't know if it said Helmet Head, but we saw a Magic Key. So we at least know this. Yak hammer acquired. Wait. What's that a reference to? What's the yak hammer a reference to? I don't get it. I've never even heard of that. Death Mountain spot it. He didn't bother to really check anything in. It's too early for a Death Mountain dive. When you jackhammer Barba, it's called the yak hammer. Why is it called the yak hammer though? Why not just call it jackhammer? God, Life 2 is just nothing. I wouldn't even... No, I would just level up life. RCS, you should just focus on leveling up life so you can survive. This is a disgusting seat. I think both runners know to start off, go for at least life 4 before anything else. Is it like how people say that there's the Canadian drop and then nobody knows why it's called the Canadian drop because just Canadian players talk about it? Just one of these controversial things, Trails. Could be. Another Death Mountain entrance that led to a dead end, unless you had boot. So we now have 2 boulder blocks. We need hammer for 2 different caves. Victor popping out of P4 and leaving. I guess he's still searching for, probably searching how to get Reflect first, because they don't have many spells to begin with. You think boots are required? I think they are going to be required, definitely. A lot of the routes could definitely open up with boots, but I'm not certain yet. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Hammer was on Eastern Continent. RCS is gonna pick up that mirror. He's gonna ditch out and go get the spell from here. Yeah, he's using the Saria connector. Doesn't need the river guard. Doesn't need to pass. Big bucks, no whammies. Shield, jump, and fairy. It seems like that was just for jump, which is somewhat useless, but in most situations in combat it's someone that was shield. The free one was jump. I mean, yeah, Victor's cracking out all these 500-point key bags that are all over the Eastern Continent to make up missing items, but other than that, I mean, the obvious choice would be, if you got the raft right away, is to take the raft and go over. Karok has the candle. Candle in Cross are somewhat highly useless in the rando. I mean, unless you absolutely struggle in the dark, there is no purpose to grabbing the candle whatsoever. So that's one palace if you're, you know, RCS or Victor. Maybe Victor, but if you're comfortable with running around in the dark, it's just one palace you can skip over and just go right to the boss. And that's all 3 hints. Yep, it's definitely a 2-life start. That's it. That looked to be P2. I don't know why he didn't look around. Oh, it's P5? He game overed, so I assumed it was still P2. He was back on Western. RCS going back through Saria. and coming out down below. What? That looks like the bottom of the map. Yeah, there's plenty. It looks like he's on the bottom, though. Yes, is laughing. The 2 lives are just... Ew. I feel bad for both of these runners, I really do. 1 heart container is one thing, you know. 2 lives, or even 1 life on restart is just... Ugh. I don't know if I can... Too much frame perfect stuff. Yeah, I was hoping this would be a quick run too. Enjoy tracking this not so quick run. This would be probably the kind of seed and, you know, everything. This would be the kind of run where I would just forfeit. This is kind of like a little too disgusting for me, if you ask. I don't know what's more disgusting. This seed or the one where it was vanilla and you had to basically go backward. This would be a seed where I ban whoever gen. Well, we'll be banning Victor. Not really, it's a joke. Man, Fairy can be cast with 4 magic containers and only magic 1, but it takes almost everything. RCS is determined to go through Saria every time for this too. I unfortunately had to refresh for Victor because his screen was frozen on our tool, but I am back now. Where is my game over counter? Should we have a special counter right in the middle of the screen right now for how many game overs, or should we just count them down from here? Because there's a huge opportunity for fun right there. Let's just start at 4, right? Because there's been about 4 game overs. A heart. Oh my god, did I just see that? Victor has a heart. He must feel so relieved to have 2 hearts. Man, look at RCS. Ugh. There's been a couple times where I've seen RCS laugh and get a little tilted, and then there's times where he's just had a look that's just like ready to curse everything. I feel like he's getting to that point. Hopefully he finds that heart container that Victor found. And Victor, game over. Okay, so how about this, guys in chat? We are going to start a new little mini game. Every time they get a game over, we count up. So we're going to be at 7 now, because I think that's 7 game overs. So just say it's 7 in chat. Next time they game over, go 8, 9, and so on. There's 7 for your point of reference. I accidentally shift. I'm in the middle of writing 15 things. So running back through Saria with Fairy, there must be more to grab on the other side of this connector than we first thought. It'd be a real shame if they went over there and all there was pea bags. You know, Trails, when it comes for the ROM hack that I'm building for you to play, I've also been looking at terrain and how to change it up so that way it's, not as mundane as you've seen it all the time. RCS picking up the hammer that opens up 2 boulder block rocks out in the overworld. But as I was saying about the ROM hack that I'm generating, I'm also looking into changing some basic scenes, like some of the caves by adding background sequence. Just so it doesn't seem so mundane. Victor having to use Fairy to get through that one key door. It's cost him all of his magic. That boulder almost tickled him. Oh man. Is this overworld randomized too because it looks kind of weird? Yes, it is. RCS finding that heart container. He's got a slight smile on his face, meaning he's a little bit more happy, I guess. Granted, that does give him a little bit of leeway to actually get hit a couple times more, but other than that, I mean, we can always hope for 3. I'm really hoping that it's not max 2 heart containers with 2 lives on regen. So are we at 7 game overs or 8? So we're counting down the game overs every time between these 2 runners. RCS just either left P2 or P5, but we didn't get a chance to see inside. That was P2, so our brown palace is P2. And Victor's just gonna fight off this little Minotaur real quick and get him out of the way. What happened, Victor? You're looking up, you're frustrated. Looking at his camera, he's just looking up while typing on a keyboard. It's just a MIDI keyboard. Could you just imagine playing Mary Had a Little Lamb while doing that? Up A's do not count. If you game over, that's the only time it counts. Remember, we are on 7 game overs. We can always change it to a death counter to be more entertaining. But that number will keep going up on repeat, you never know. What is Victor doing? I just didn't understand why he was just standing there. You're on the wrong frame to do that. Nope. Had to jump and immediately press start there, my guy. So RCS and Victor are both in P2 right now, exploring and looking around for keys in the item. I believe the item here is Candle, so not too useful. They're just gonna clear it to get rid of it. It was Magic Key? Oh yeah, right. No, it was. Carrick has game on P4, okay. You're right, Trails. It's unfortunate that there's about 100 XP that RCS could have grinded out. That's somewhat burning a gem, but this early on, you don't really want to care for your levels in this situation. I would just rush it. With how brutal this seed is, you don't want to waste any time. RCS did not pick up the key. I don't think he even knew of the magic key hint. I think only Victor saw it. Victor is once again frozen on my screen because our tool is constantly breaking. Give me one. Unfortunately, had to refresh chat to do that. So did anyone game over when I refreshed? No game overs, sad panda. Occasionally the synchronize freezes on my end, I don't know why. It might also be because I am in the middle of restreaming something myself while doing comms, but... Child where Trophy Cave is. Ooh. Buzz Thunder. That's not nice to hashtag that. Well then again, we gotta knock him out as champ, so good luck to everyone. I don't understand how somebody plays on a MIDI piano. Do you just pretend to play a song, like a childhood rhyme, while playing? I'm on a heel, but I need to say this type of thing. Yeah, Nimbus, he's playing on a NES MIDI keyboard. It's kind of like for chiptune playing. He can actually play it too, which is funny. And quite skilled. Aw, this is gonna be sad if RCS game overs, because he's at 550 XP. He only has 40 to go. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna burn that XP, and he doesn't have any extra lives. Yes, and RCS does have boots. It's not on the tracker yet, so hopefully tracker will update that. There you go. Yeah, he was water walking earlier. I never saw him get him either. That's the fun beauty of this rando. You don't have to look at anything or know it. RCS would have game over if you didn't pick up that life doll earlier. I just want a game over. I just want to say 8. That's all. Please. Just someone game over. Another life doll. Are we ever gonna see another game over soon? I was about to say, was he gonna die to that? Is RCS gonna die to that little, blot? That little spike dot thing? I don't even know what they're called, but they're no. Ooh, we have a River Devil that doesn't look useless. Oh my god! And Rooney. Victor game overed. Everybody in chat type 8. Press up, you idiot. That's for the upstab. We have Victor going to be taking out P2 boss Helmet Head right here. It's not the smartest strategy to actually wait too long once those heads are floating because it actually becomes harder. I don't know. Boss is still a pain in the butt to actually do if you're not doing it quick enough or if you're saving it. I only know one spell, and it's Thunder. Thunder is in Darunia. For, I'm assuming, Child, because... well, what else did he pull out to get there? Because I think he turned everything else in, so Child is required. I think Victor has exhausted every cave up there so far. I think. I don't know. I just think. Those invisible eyes are in all the encounters. Invisible Moas are always fun. Especially if you spam them in palaces with lava pits. I like the water tile on RCS screen in the corner. Ooh, I thought he had another game over. Victor also grabbing that hammer, that's also good. RCS game over, type 9 in chat. We're gonna have a fun night tonight, guys. We're gonna see all the game overs, rip our eyeballs out, and cry. Just cry, that's it. RCS is choosing to go down this time around. It's kind of a shortcut to go back to where he was, avoiding the sand tiles as much as possible. And Victor is, in fact, coming up on the Child right here. Already has, and he's bailing out. We have 3-eye rock sighted, so we know that flute is required. Old Kasuto. And what's the old man and Old Kasuto gonna give us? I went to college for this. It was only for a split second. Was that Reflect? He went to college for Reflect. Gotta give him credit for it. Trails, you're right. Why isn't he checking Three-Eye Rock? I would go back and check if that's Three-Eye Rock, because then you know where it's at. I thought he had it already. No, I thought he grabbed it earlier. I must have mistaken it for the boots or something else then. I don't know why I thought that. I like big bots and I cannot lie. And that was the life spell. And you know what the sad part is? It's not even worth casting because it's too much in comparison to Fairy until they have magic keys. And RCS, for all we know right now, does not have the magic key. Play Invisible Flute? You mean Invisible Ocarina? Maze Island, 2 free items in the palace. Just 2 Ocarina items. Oh wait, this isn't C2. What? Or this is the Ocarina of Time randomized. Ah, man. And there's the drop. And what did he get? Trophy. So that's gonna lead to either, I think it's spell or fire. And fire wouldn't matter if it's connected to anything or not. Unless spell leads to somewhere useful, that's somewhat 50-50 useless. This looks like it's either P1. Yeah, this is P1. Yep. Palace 1 matters. Do you think that the flute might be in P1, Trails? Yeah, I'm assuming everyone's thinking that. Flute in P1. That is a lot of fire! Oh my god! That room's disgusting. That's disgusting P1, I'm not gonna lie. Have they had a game over yet? Here's the item room. That's an early item room, too. That's not even 3 rooms away. It's a magic container. Could the new Kasuto requirement be flute? And flute be GP? Goomba, that's P5 with a magic jar, right? Yeah, Goomba is P5. If that was the hint for the magic jar, then that is correct. You hope flute is deep in Palace 5 and required for GB. Here's what I hope. I hope that it is hidden in New Kasuto for either the spell cave or the magic jar requirement. I hope it's in either one of them. I wouldn't be surprised. 7 magic jars. You think this is Tragic Trails? Try doing some of the runs I've done on Majora's Mask. They're off. Play for 22 hours straight and then get the Stone Tower Temple. Victor has 2 gems remaining. I don't know. Oh, you don't know what any of that means? I will tell you later. RCS just, gonna annihilate Horsehead and just walk along. But I can assure you, if I have to play a game for 22 hours, I'll pass. Gotta be in it for the long haul. Still at 9 game overs. Oh man, we're getting raided by 67 people. Oh my lord. Please don't eat us alive over here with the, Z2R. We're not bad people. For those of you coming over from Zelda speedruns, so this is our Zelda 2 Max Rando tournament with current champion RoseCitySaint versus Victor Santafe. So that's pretty much the update. Yeah, this race is about halfway over. The races for Z2R go very quick. You just have to know enemy inputs very quickly and how. Once you play the vanilla for this game, the rando is just a matter of learning where things would be, in a sense. This is not P4. This is either P3 or P6. I saw the pillars. It's either P3 or P6. Valley of Death. So we know the item here is absolute garbage. Or no, that was just teabag end. I always think that that's an item room, even though it's not. Have we seen 4 yet? No. 4 may not even be required. RCS just needs to dunk 1 more gem and find GP. And Victor went to college for Reflect. For all we know, Reflect may not even be required, they may just be wasting their time in Old Kasuto. I feel like Pinhead, the suffering is so glorious. Try doing a no-hit of Yorg on Majora's Mask. Then you'll feel suffering. Ooh! RCS. Ooh. Kinda just hop, skipped, and jumped in there. No, Dark. Yorg is absolutely cheap. So now we are at 10 game overs. Yeah, P4 is not required with having candle, so Reflect has no purpose. Karok hides the candle, so going into P4 had no effect whatsoever. It was just them trying to look for a spell because that may open up. Do people count game overs? No, we're just doing it for this stream because Flesh, it happens to be pretty brutal. They only have 2 lives, and they start with 1 heart container. Sometimes for fun we like to do that. One heart, 2 lives. Literally worst case scenario. Ray Spot is on there. Well, that's a good lucky scenario for you, Flesh, when you end up with all 8 heart containers at the end. It's when you don't get those heart containers and they don't exist is when it's bad. At that point, you play one-hit KO. Victor, no! No, don't go in there. Victor! You know it's P4, it has candle. It's not required. Think about this for a minute, Victor. Just think. And P4 and P5 are really annoying palaces to do. Does he play with a keyboard? He's playing with a MIDI keyboard right now. Or a piano, if you want to say. Maki Cole, that pretty much sums up how I feel every day. Whenever I see a race like this, it makes me not want to do commentary. And it helped a cross. What? P3 was a cross. And we still haven't seen Palace 6, that's correct. Did we see that there's a hidden palace? Victor going to be trying to take out Karok to dunk one of his 2 gems. And there is 3-eye rock, we've just not found Flute yet. I can tell you where Flute's not. P4. I really don't want to, think that it's where Trails thinks it is. I don't want to think that it's in P5. At the very, very deep end of P5, because that's just off. I would like to think that it's hidden in New Kasuto. Maybe Death Mountain. I think all 3 of those scenarios that we just named off are bad. Flesh, they do not. They've pretty much exhausted all the caves. When you're 40 minutes into a race and it's 3 gem, you better have exhausted the caves. On both the eastern and western by that point. P5 has Magic Jar, P4 is just Candle, so that means by process of elimination, P3 had Cross. I think P1 just had a Magic Jar. Nope. But now he has 3 hearts, so now we've confirmed that there is now a max of 3 at least. So Trails thought, GG, it was a flute. I'm thinking it's New Kasuto, guys. He's gotta find New Kasuto. New Kasuto would open up a couple beans. I mean, it could just be all pea bags and all for nothing and just worthless garbage like the medicine or something. You could hope that it ain't. We're almost at another game over. We're almost at 10, aren't we? Are we 10 or 11? I haven't been looking close enough. How many game overs have we had so far, chat? Please tell us. Inform me, because I'm uninformed. Rose skipped a P-Bag Cave earlier on. I wonder if he forgot. 10. Yeah, 10 sounds about right. And I don't want to just count up in A's at this point. That would just be cheesy. What means the number above the player? Which numbers? You mean their times? Or the 1 in 15? I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. It's on the mainstream. Oh. It's besides their names. I don't know. That's probably his trail said something with their... It's as Jinxie says, or Toby 2.0 said, it's their seed. Are they gonna have to Death Mountain dive? You know what? My money is on New Kasuda holding flute. Trails, yours is gonna be P5. Who wants to take up Death Mountain? My money is on New Kasuda. Arceus is gonna check out that P-Bag Cave he skipped over earlier, and it might pay off. And it's just the default P-Bag. Victor's rolling through P3, does house the Holy Cross, but not the flute. That's all he knows right now. He doesn't know that. Dark cave. Everything is dark until you get a candle. No cave is ever lit unless you modify the memory or have candle that modifies it. Victor making a good decision here after picking up that 500 point key bag, grabbing that for making it up to 600 now. He only needs 300 for another level. It's not a bad decision to make. Costing him a little bit of magic. He won't be able to cast Fairy now. two keys right next to each other, but it doesn't even matter because he has magic key. We had a suicidal bot on Victor Santafe's screen just now. That poor bot. Victor is just getting all the good drops right now. Both XP, Magic, and Life Doll. That's just overall good RNG and skill in combination, really. GP is under 3 IROC. Was that another game over? Does that make 11? I'm still saying it's New Kasuto. That was an up and A. Okay, so we're still at 10, but I'm still saying that it's in New Kasuto. I don't think it's Death Mountain. Especially with the layout of this entire scene, the overworld map, and the generation, I think it's New Kasuto. I don't think it's Death Mountain. I'm like 28% certain that it might be Death Mountain. And Victor has dunked his last gem that he needs. Unfortunately, he needs to find the flute now, which he doesn't have much to go on. He has hammer, so hopefully, yeah, boots would be required in Death Mountain. There was another route to get into Death Mountain that didn't require boots, so there's not much. Boots wouldn't be required for Death Mountain for that other route, if you go through the other location. You want it to be the last location they check, Trails. You want to drag this out. So mean. You feeling a little bit evil tonight, Trails? I think you've had worser seeds than last night's seed, Trails. I think there has been more worse than that. RCS is struggling with that lag. Victor up an 8 and grabbed the cross and he left, so tracker if you want to add cross. Not that it holds much value. Not last night, my 20 match against King Da. Did you lose? Did you lose that race? Oh. It was 1 heart max. Ugh. My money is still on it being in New Kasuto. Right now, I am 72% certain that is in New Kasuto. And you're right, if Victor does find it, he goes back and he starts searching for New Kasuto, and he figures it out, And if that is the case, well, you know, that's a new lead on RCS. You may actually beat him. As Buzz Thunder would say, hose the rose. Now the big question is what tile is New Kasuto hidden under right now, or if it's hidden at all. Probably is hidden, since this is Max Rando Seed, it obviously need to be the most difficult. What? Did anyone see the P hat on Victor's screen? It was just floating in the air and it thanked him. What the heck? We aren't going to P6. Because this will turn into almost near 2-hour stream. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a new Kasuto. P6 hasn't been checked, New Kasuto hasn't been checked. I think RCS gave up in Death Mountain and just decided that that's not the route. I think he's figured it out too. I just don't feel like it's likely to be P6 with the amount of hints that they gave out and what kind of hints they exactly were. In terms of generation, it just might be New Kasuto. It's probably something like New Kasuto 6 magic container requirement. What RCS are you doing? He's rocking Guma for a heart or yeah, no, a magic container. Well, Loki, this isn't a bad play at all for the magic jar, because if New Kasuto requires 7 magic jars, he needs this. And Trails is right, this could punish his time. This could give Victor a lead. If Victor finds, you know, New Kasuto and it happens to be 5 or 6 instead, and Victor can figure out what he needs and it turns out to be Flute, Victor will win. He could win, if it's a very short GP without any complication. Do they have spell? No. I don't think they have the spell. Then again, I have been looking at their spell list as I've gone. If I didn't find the magic jar in P5 by an hour and 5 minutes, I would bail out of it. They have not found New Kasuto, no. It's a very strange P5. This could be item room or dead end. And as I said, if I had spent 5 more minutes in here, I would bail out of it. If it took me more than 6 minutes to dig an item out of Palace 5, I'd bow out of life. Ugh! The wrong turn. He probably should have went left at that elevator where the blocks were. Instead of continuing to go down. Like I said, if he can't pull this item out before an hour and 5... Palace 5 is 27 rooms. 27 rooms of hot garbage with bare minimal light. Yeah, 4 hard is better. But it's still awful. Even playing this game with 4 hearts, or 4 heart containers is just bad enough. At that point, you're playing vanilla. Another dead end for RCS. If RCS takes another 3 to 4 minutes, this is the point where I say, I'm out. Go left. No, you went this way, RCS. RCS, you just went this way. It was a dead end. Turn around. Turn around. You know it's a dead end. That feel when you discover it's a dead end. This might be it right here. Yep, right here. I'm about to say, if it took him any longer, that'd probably be a big deal. What are you... Is he gonna death abuse for fairy? Well, he's gonna death abuse. It's gonna cost him extra time. Yeah, I think he has no other choice. Would this skeleton ninja murder him quicker? I could feel his pain. He's hoping it's flute. He may or may not know the hint. Where is Nukasudo? Now, mistake me if I'm wrong with the rando and how it generates. Nukasudo is always on Eastern, correct? Is there a chance for it to be on Western? Because when I mess with the game's programming, it can be on the Western. In fact, the Palace tile sets can be anywhere. You mean East. Okay. While that is true with the randomizer flesh, it is possible to swipe them out. And Nukasudo can be hidden. RCS is looking for Nukasudo now. He's breaking blocks. He's searching. I'm telling you, I've been saying it for the last 20 minutes now. Flute is in Nukasudo. Flute leads to GP. GP leads to win. We have 11 game overs. My god. You're calling Hammer Cave? You know, it'd be such a troll if New Kasuto could generate underneath any tile at all. And it would just be out in the middle of a field. Like, let's say if New Kasuto was hidden underneath a grave tile out in a graveyard. That'd be awful.
And the worst part is I know how to program that.
Is there something he missed? No, not that I'm aware of. He's just searching for the New Kasuto tile. I think that desert tile right there was just an extra life. Or no, it was a pea bag. New Kasuto could be flute blocked behind River Devil. You know, I didn't even think of that. That is a possibility, actually. What if this was one of those rare chances where the seed is uncompletable? And I'm just here to spectate this. That would be a new one. The Rando has made seeds that are completely not possible. Uncompletable seeds are a thing, but they're extremely rare. The percentage is almost like 0.00 repeating 7 times. It hasn't happened in a very long time. I mean, there may have been one live stream race that ended up not being possible at all. But in a year of commentary, of being here in this seat, I've not seen that yet, so... Here's hoping Dig Shaked improved all that. My money is still on New Kasuto. Oh my god, I'm surprised. That was the play. He found it. Trying to get that encounter glitch to go off for him. There we go. In that case, New Kasuda only holds medicine and junk. Victor, go for GP. Why are you looking behind the River Devil? Curiosity of this. Where does it even go? What? Why is there a GP Valley of Death tile there? I've seen it too. It's right there. It's out in the open. You can get to there. That River Devil is useless. It wasn't blocking anything. What was the magic requirement? Heart container. Oh, that actually could help him. That can help him a lot. I don't think RCS knows about that. So technically, that's 5 heart containers. This is a max 5. That's not too bad. It's just so late to get him that it was awful. No point to getting spelled. Just bail out and go to GP, man. Make the play to GP. Trails, what are you saying don't do? Oh, that cave. That's a long pathway for River Devil, too. That's ridiculous. So as I've said before, any tiles that go straight down cost more bytes. So most of the time when you see a rando generate on Z2R's overworld, everything is horizontal straight across. That's because it takes the least amount of bytes to actually render and go through. And every continent or region has to have a certain amount of bytes for the overworld. So you kind of know where the limits are when you start looking at things. And Victor can't remember where 3-Eye Rock is, which is cry emoji. Up. Hey now, that wasn't very nice. You have to know these things. It'll teach you how the rando works. Is RCS gonna take the Eon drop? Well, he's gonna be dropping in lava if he doesn't fair it. Oof. Victor had such a lead on this. And if the worst part of all this is, they've passed by 3-Eye Rock at least 6 times. Both of them. Up and aiming to get his lives back to run through GP. Here we go. RCS is going to take out T-Bird. He's going for a fast and risky pendulum going. I don't think he used Reflect either. Ooh, RCS took a death to T-Bird. He's gonna try again. Didn't look like T-Bird was too deep in there either. Got 12 game overs tonight. I was wondering why Victor wasn't going to drop down anytime soon. Too many birds, period. I can only imagine of these little birds that you see here in GP or in Ocarina around instead of Stalfos. Ugh. I'm hoping Victor can pull this win. Is this GG? It might be, because RCS is... I have a feeling he's coming up on. Victor going through Fairy Room. Victor unfortunately did not have enough magic to cast Thunder. So in retrospect, because of the 2 lives only and limited amount of magic, he's forced to only have 1 shot at it every time. And keep in mind, both runners only have attack 4. Attack 4 T-Bird. I mean, when you go to T-Bird, you're expecting at least bare minimum 6 or 7. You don't want to do this with 4. So you're going to be looking at 20 to 30 hits. Four is fine. It just go a lot more smoother and safer overall with the lack of life and When you get to this point in the race, you really don't want to have, you know, too many game overs with final bosses trying to get to the end. Or some races like the week before, we had a T-Bird not required, it was optional off to the side that made you think Dark Link was right after. It's still very brutal. It's not bad to have an insurance plan. RCS almost took a lava dip there. Oh! Dodging that knife, too. Victor clearing out T-Bird is going to be along the way. Ooh. Thunderbird is not required. It's a jape. That is nasty. He has to up an A. That's a lot of time to get back to that position. You know what I think? I think they have to skip the Eon drop. RCS is going to try Thunderbird by accident, but I feel like you have to skip Eon drop to get through this. After Eon drop was a dead end? Oh. I didn't see them. Forced the fairy to save his life. There we go. I didn't see them go beyond that room after the Eon drop. Both runners have taken the drop every time. Victor, hands up. RCS is coming up on Dark Link. This is GG if he lives. And RCS is finished with an SRL time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 25 seconds. Hopefully we get a, we get RCS in our commentary booth. Maybe he will join us for an interview. Maybe one day I won't have Toby 2.0 hovering over me. With 12 game overs. All in all, that's not bad. How was your race?
Oh man, I hated that seed, and I
I can tell. I only
played
have one main
very,
question
very
for you.
poorly. Sure, go ahead.
Are you happy it wasn't a 6 gem?
No, I actually think I would have been more confident, played better, and things would have been better if it was a 6 gem. As it is, I already had to do most of 5, most of 6.
That's true.
It was this was a crappy seed. I mean, obviously, spent most of the game thinking about, well, I have a 50-50 chance if that GP is going to be flute blocked, and it turned out it was. And then that's when my play really got crappy, when I decided I had to hunt for the flute, and I just did everything wrong. I must have peeked my head into Palace 6 2 or 3 times before deciding to finally go in there. And I spent so much time
Trying to find the flute,
continent looking for Nukasudo. That was my problem. I am convinced that Nukasudo was flute blocked. Am I right?
So I thought that at first too. In fact, that we were debating with chat where the flute was. We thought it was either P6, it was going to be Nukasudo, or it was going to be deep in like P5 or Death.
Yeah, chat here is mentioning that it was flute blocked, and I thought so because I thought I did a pretty thorough job of searching everything. I took every passage known to man, and it had to have been in a narrow channel that was south of the River Devil, because all I did was, and because I'm thinking there's 2 items in Nukasudo, and the last thing I want to do is start investing time in like P5, P6, and Death Mountain. I got Spectacle Rock easily, and it was a heart, so that was welcome. But I'm
Did
glad
you know
I
that
didn't
the
decide to
max
dig up
heart
Death
was actually 5? There's one more heart in Nukasudo. Did he bail? Did RCS just bail? Or was that loss of connection, maybe? I don't know. It sounds like he cut off mid-sentence. I think we did lose Rose. I don't know. That was like a sudden cutoff. I think he said, well, I gotta go really quick. I don't know. Oh, he's back. Bad connection, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked connected the whole time. I don't know exactly what happened. But yeah, that was really that seed played a nasty trick on you, because every instinct you have tells you to look for Nukasudo, and
yeah, it did for me too.
They put the flute in the word. Well, first of all, they put Nukasudo in a spot that was terrible for it to be, and then even at that, like I had the choice of Death Mountain 5 or 6, and I chose 6 last, so I got unlucky in my routing as I could, and like I said, the play was bad early, and I was just really stubborn late, and it worked against me too.
You know what the bad part is? Victor actually had the flute before you, but he struggled for about 6-7 minutes trying to find 3-Eye Rock. But both of you have passed by it 6 times in your run, so there's almost no reason not to know where it's at.
Well, I wonder how that could have been, because 3-Eye Rock was in a central area with all the towns. In Maze Island Palace 1, that was 3-Eye Rock was, in a pretty friendly spot as far as I'm concerned. But that happens sometimes. You're in a race, and
motor memory, you can't remember where it went.
You've seen things, for a fact you've seen it, and you just kind of lose track of it. But for as much griping as I've done, I'm just happy I won. Victor is really an up-and-coming player, and obviously he's going to be right on my heels here with his times. So, he should be happy. As far as I'm concerned, just completing the seed is like an accomplishment.
To anybody, it's friendly.
Yeah, really took some perseverance early, and as far as 3-gem seeds go, this is pretty bad.
I think the 3 gems would make you a little bit more worried, but like other than that, I mean, do you have any other thoughts on this?
Nah, to me the worst, the biggest chance of something really crazy happening is if you got 0 gems start with a glove, because that just means you walk left, your opponent walks right. If the GP is right, then you might be done for and have nothing to say about it. So that's really unfortunate. The more gems there are, the more the game you have to play. At least I feel like everyone has their day. I get really, really nervous if you start with everything you need, no gems, and it's just a matter of, did I stumble into GP first? Those make for the most nerve-wracking races for me.
Yeah. Chat, do you have any questions for RCS tonight? I think chat jumped off a bridge.
Yeah.
We got rated earlier by the main Zelda speedrun channel for 67 people, and I think they all
Yeah, that's understandable, but I hope it was good to watch. I hope it was a tense race. I mean, obviously Victor was in GP when I finished, so
I still thought, with every 72% certain, I was like, yeah, definitely the flute's going to be in New Kasuda, and there's some alternate way to get there.
Oh yeah, that's what your instincts tell you. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't even start to consider the possibility that New Kasuda was flute blocked until after I got the flute, and then it all came crystal clear to me, and I felt like a fool. Just really glad that didn't cost me a win.
I just felt like there might have been a pass-through cave to reach it.
I
thought you might have overlooked.
I thought so too, but upon further, the other end of the pass-through cave must have been in the little alcove where New Kasuda was, because there were 2 pass-through caves on the top, on the top portion of that continent. One cave went into itself, one took you into the bottom portion, where 3 Rock was. There was the third one, which is Bonner Pass, that connected into itself. That was in an isolated little area where both entrances were really close to each other, and I saw that there was another isolated cave that led to an overworld dead end where you were completely landlocked, and the other end to that landlocked one must have been next to New Kasuda. So I
think they were all linked, because I think you could reach that. That last pass there must have been accessible, because I seen you guys there earlier.
It must have been accessible only through flute, because I think I did everything you could do without the flute in that overworld. And so I'm only assuming there was you had to go through the River Devil, and that would put you into an area with New Kasuda and the cave that will bring you. Oh yeah, that brings me to another point too. Seeing Victor up in A is I really started to become convinced toward the end that the T-Bird was going to be required, and I just took a last-ditch effort to try to avoid it. I think I had one last option, and that would be to go left at the Trails room. But I think that was going to be the one-up if I had to guess. So
what's really unfortunate? Right after T-Bird was a dead end.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Did Victor kill T-Bird?
Yep.
Yeah, see, I was trying to avoid that, not only for time, but just at attack 4. I mean, and with only 2 lives, there's just no guarantees. That could have been a minute. I would have gotten it, but I'm glad I didn't have to fight it. Just better off that way.
After Eon Drop, where did you go?
Well, the first thing I did when I got there is take the Eon Drop, and I found T-Bird. I died to him real quick, and then I said we're going to go beyond the Eon Drop next time around.
That's
so
what I thought you did.
Yeah, so I went right, and that basically leads you into all the drops, and in the meantime, it showed you the fairy room, and so after you're done with all the drops, you keep going, and you find yourself entering the fairy room through the other exits, so you kind of knew you were in a loop. At that point there, I prepared myself to face T-Bird, and then I realized there was an up before T-Bird, so I just wanted to follow that path, and that was it.
Yeah, I was saying earlier in the chat, Flesh was telling me that after Eon Drop was a dead end, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, that can't be a dead end now because T-Bird is a dead end. You gotta go somewhere at that point.
Yep, it was up and to the left, just before T-Bird. That's so aggravating when T-Bird leads directly into a dead end. It's just...
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, it's, even if you're attack 6 and the fight is wicked easy, it's just still a special sense of aggravation that you get.
And you were both attack 4 going into T-Bird, and I think that's the worst.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, I was 4-5-5 as well, just like Victor, so I think we had the same exact levels. I'm glad I got some fortunate hints that saved me a little bit of time waste. I got the hint that I think it was the candle that was in 4 and the magic key was in 2, because those were 2 obvious places I would have gone before 5 and 6.
I saw you didn't bother to get the key.
Yeah, no interest in the key. You had castable fairy from Jump Street. It was a little expensive the whole time. Like, I never got fairy below 50
Yeah,
something.
at Magic 1, you could only cast it once, but you had to take a death abuse to use it again.
Yeah, I see Victor here too with the disadvantage. I had 6 or 7. By the end, I had 7 magic containers, and he's only got the 5. So that may have limited his options in GP a little bit. It's easier to tank GP. You can just go faster if you can just cast Shield and Life and jump willy-nilly.
Did you even cast Reflect?
No, I for the T-Bird fight, you mean? Or
yeah, you didn't do
no,
the T-Bird
I didn't
fight,
have
right?
enough magic for that. By the time I got there, I was on my last life, and I just barely had enough magic to cast Shield. Did not have enough for Reflect.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. Our restream has been a little bit laggy and choppy on my end, and it keeps on resyncing. And Victor has just now finished. So I missed the entire Dark Link fight because it didn't sync. GG to him, though. You know what I thought for a moment? When you went into, I think it was P5 or P6 for the magic, it was P5.
Yep.
I was thinking that you probably knew, okay, I need an extra jar just in case for new Kasuda. Was that what you were doing?
No, I was hoping to...
You were hoping it was Flute?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a hint.
I don't remember the hint. If I saw it, I don't remember it. The only hints I remember seeing were the 2 and 4 hints. It's possible. I occasionally will find a hint and forget about it, but I just did not remember seeing that. Maybe it was only Victor that saw it?
Victor might have seen it.
Hey guys.
Victor, did you see a hint for Guma having a magic jar?
Yes, I did. It was
So that was the third hint.
It was in Darunia, in the empty house.
Oh, okay. I didn't go in the house for that hint, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not... Anything can happen, but I'm gonna blame this on the fact that I didn't get a level when I killed Thunderbird. I was like 100 points shy of it, and
Victor, why did you do P4?
I wanted to. I didn't do P4. I mean,
no, you did. You did Carol.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because I got.
But you got the hint. It said it was only the candle. I was like, well, P4 is kind of long, and
yeah, but at that moment, I wasn't being able to find many palaces in the Eastern Continent. I was dying.
So you just decided, okay, I'm low on health. Here's the palace.
I said I need to place a gem, so I went. I did 2. I did 4. I tried to get the item because it will have helped in the Eastern Continent. Because
did you even get boots?
Some caves. I didn't have boots. No, I have no idea.
RCS films. Where were they?
The boots were in one of the boulder block caves. It was the boulder block cave just south of Start.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I believe I didn't find that cave, or I forgot about that cave.
I got a hint very early too about boots, so that I was kind of determined to get it.
Where was the hint? I didn't see it.
Ooh, it must have been in whatever that first town is there. The shield town, Raru.
Yeah, I didn't enter the house for the hint.
Yep, yeah, that's where I saw it.
Yeah, that must have been that. So yeah, I think I had a chance if I had magic coming back from Thunderbird, but before Thunderbird there was this fairy required room, and I was on my last life and I didn't have magic, so I had to do an apnea, and then I started to explore the palace after the Eon drop, which was full of garbage. But yeah, after I beat Thunderbird, I will have had magic to walk back. There is a big chance I would have won this race.
Yeah, I think if T-Bird were acquired, like if that were Dark Link in the next room, I think you probably win.
Yeah, I took the Eon drop without going to the right.
I actually did too, and I game overed right away to T-Bird, and that's what made me say, you know what, never mind, I'm going to keep going. And
how many heart containers do you have?
I finished with 4.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I searched everything high and low to get that flute. That was my problem. I had my gems placed in an okay, timely fashion, but yeah, when I realized that the flute was going to be required for GP, that was really disheartening.
I played very badly the whole seed, but when I finally found out that GP was flute blocked, the first thing I tried was walking down there the Dikchek Desert and doing 6, and that was the flute. So at that moment I thought, man, I have a chance. I need to get to GP as soon as possible. But there were these 2 caves that are that cave that is a single screen cave, and those caves look identical, and they had a blue Lisafo.
Yes, that was very confusing.
So I took the wrong cave, and I ended up in a place I hadn't been, where there was new Kasudo. I grabbed something there, like a magic container or something helpful. And yeah, I got lost in my way to GP, and then GP did T-Bird, and everything happened, and then you finish. But yeah, this was an interesting one, but pretty painful.
Yeah, I hated the seed, and I played very badly. I played very, very badly. I was telling Maris as you were finishing up that not finding new Kasudo was screwing with my instincts so badly. It was it made me. It was everything I could do not to go into 5 and 6, and I was just circling the continent looking for new Kasudo, knowing that there's 2 items there, and it was just never meant to be.
You were just 100% certain that it was definitely a new Kasudo, and then after a while of searching, you're just like, I have to palace it.
Yeah, I couldn't waste any more time. It was just getting frustrating and embarrassing looking for this town that you can't find. I'm like, at least if I'm gonna go down, I want to go down swinging. We're gonna find some items in these pals.
Well, that was definitely an exciting race. I always love the Max Rando tournaments. It's always super fun to watch. So definitely stick around for more of the continuing coverage of our tournament. Just another reminder that this weekend we have a super huge 100% relay race going on with Ocarina of Time by Glitchy Moon, Majora's Mask by Jope, Wind Waker by Gymnast, Twilight Princess by Taka, Skyward Sword by Exto, and Breath of the Wild in 2 parts by our very own Specs and Stats. So be sure to tune in this weekend for some of that. It will be crazy and exciting, so make sure you don't miss it. And I think we're going to go ahead and send this chat on over to my buddy Killer at playing some Ocarina of Time. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you very, very soon here on ZSR.
Yeah, good game, Victor. Thank you, Jinxie and Maris. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
that was great.
For making this possible.